You want to be an architect?
Maybe a truck driver?
Maybe a realtor?
Something in the medical field?
Huh. Listen to Career Paths Unedited on that.
Thursdays.
I really just want to get my pajamas on
Mm-hmm.
and crawl into bed and order some Dominoes. And she said, "Oh, you'll have fun." She said, "You always seem to love talking about yourself." So
People do. Well, trust me. Scott, your last name again?
Brumfiel.
Okay, I won't say that one. That one will get you. What's your official title? We don't have to say the shock, but we can say Arena Indoor Football in
Vice
Spokane.
President of Ticket Sales and
Vice President. Ooh,
Operations.
that sounds impressive.
It does.
Is it impressive?
Not so
When
much.
everybody bitching and screaming?
I'd rather, after all the people come into the office like the lady today, I'd just assume somebody else have that title.
Right.
Yeah, it's just business.
Yeah,
It's probably extra screaming lately, huh? With all the other stuff going
a
on.
little bit.
A little more
bit.
excitement.
It's yeah, I mean, in Sam's defense, I mean, nobody's ever had to deal with this before.
No.
You know, I mean, it's we're kind of making rules up as we go along.
If Inslee would make up his mind up or let us live again, that's my personal input. Are you ready, Ryan?
Yeah.
Mac, you ready?
Ready to rock and roll. I just be quiet.
Yours
right?
be pretty back there. Be pretty.
Good.
Welcome to Career Paths by Infonet. I'm your host, Victor Boudreau. Ryan King. Ryan, say hi. Oh, you're
Hey.
usually behind the camera. Now we might be scaring people away.
Probably, yeah.
And our guest today, Scott.
Scott Brumfiel.
Scott, what do you do for a career, job, living?
I am the VP of ticket sales and operations for the Spokane Shock Arena football team.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, I think you might have.
I did new cards, Ryan. They don't fly as well as the smaller cards.
Give it time.
Well, how's things going just in general with life? Because you moved from,
Indiana.
okay, how long ago was that? Like 2 months ago? A couple months. I remember meeting you like a month and a half.
April 12th, I think, was my first day in the office.
Okay.
So my family's still in Indiana at this time.
I didn't know I didn't ever ask you, so you're married?
I am married.
Kids? You have grandkids. I
I
didn't
have
know
kids and grandkids. I have, my wife and I, our 29th anniversary was last Sunday.
that. Long distance?
Hey, babe.
Yeah, you tell her to watch this.
I have, my oldest daughter is an ER nurse. She's 28 years old.
Wow.
My middle daughter works for Luxottica Eyewear.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
okay, I've heard of that.
If you go to glasses.com and have to chat, she's who you chat with.
Wow.
And then I've got a 17-year-old son, and he's getting ready to be a senior at Lincoln High School in Cambridge City.
Is he going to be able to go actually back to school or online? Because I know that.
Yeah, no, they were completely live last year.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Because we had a guest on, a kid that was like 17, 18, Ben Pointer, right beginning of the year, and just the online thing wasn't working for him. He was trying to figure out and went to a counselor where he got to jump forward and was going to college sooner and blah, blah, blah. Figured out how to make it.
We were live the entire year last year. He played football, basketball, and baseball there in Indiana.
Wow.
And we had one, I can't even think of it now. What is it when they put us on 10-day quarantine?
No,
We
okay.
had one quarantine during football, one quarantine during basketball, and one during baseball.
So is
Well,
he going to stay and do his senior years there?
Yeah.
Nice.
But they still got to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of, in this area, nobody's, we won't get into that. It's not about personal feelings, is it, Ryan?
No.
I hate you.
Tell me how you really feel.
I still hate you. So give us a little background. We already found married, kids, grandkids. Anything else? Indiana, how long you were there? You came out here just recently to do, you've been in the ticket field or sports?
I've been in sports for this is my 26th year.
So you're new.
Yeah, I'm learning every day. My last job, I was at Atlanta Motor Speedway, NASCAR track there in Atlanta, Georgia, Hampton, Georgia. Spent the last 4 years there.
Don't the cars go left? Okay, sorry.
They do go left very fast, a lot of times.
And they hit the wall sometimes.
They do.
That's what I hear. I don't watch.
We actually were getting ready to host our race in 2020, the week that everything shut down. So we had about 5,000 people already on property. And
that worked well, huh?
Yeah, that was that prepared me for Spokane. So
For what's going on.
yeah, so
Yeah, I was gonna say that's compared to this. Yeah, it's a little pain in the butt, but compared to the 5,000,
we had 5,000.
Wow.
We actually had a couple bomb threats from some of the fans that were already there.
we haven't had any of that here, have we?
We haven't had that.
I'll try see what I can do for you tomorrow then.
But
Brian,
yeah.
you didn't know.
But with COVID shutting everything down,
Yeah.
lost my job there last April, and so we moved back. Just loaded everything up, sold the house, and moved back to Indiana to be close to the grandbabies
There you go.
because we didn't know how long all this was going to go on.
Right.
You know, so I've been interviewing around the country, and
You ended up here.
ended up here.
Had you heard of Spokane Shock before?
You know, I had
Okay.
actually from the arena days.
Yep.
I've worked in baseball, basketball, hockey. I helped set up an arena football team in Fort Wayne, and so I'm familiar. I follow. I'm just a sports
Basically,
nut,
yeah.
you know.
Well, the coach back was with the Carolina NAL. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So I knew that much, but I didn't follow that much.
Yep.
Just we're kind of How and why did you get into this field? Because 20, how many years?
26 years ago.
So we just whim go. Hell, I'll sell tickets.
But you
for
know, to be
sports."
honest, a little disappointed that back then that wasn't really a career option a lot of people talked about. And I had no idea.
I'm sure it's changed in 26 years.
Yeah. So I
Especially with
had
online.
I graduated high school. Not everybody used to go to college back in the 80s.
Not everybody has to. That's part of the show.
Yeah.
Not everybody has to go to college to do what they want to do.
And so I had I'd spent about 8 years in retail, and I decided I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. And so I had started going to college, Indiana Business College in Muncie, Indiana,
Taking.
and I was always kind of business minded, and was just looking through Baseball America, and I saw about a independent minor league baseball team coming.
What was
to
the name of
Midwest.
the team?
The team that I was following the league,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
there
was
was
curious who the. Yeah, they're obviously not around now.
Yeah,
the team.
no,
But I want to
it's-
see maybe if someone watched the show, then they can hear it again. Oh, yeah, I remember.
well, the Portsmouth Explorers were the team that was.
Ryan remembers that, right?
Oh yeah.
They actually were not doing very well business wise, and so I had put together. This college kid, I think I know everything about sports.
Young, dumb.
I put together this business plan to bring this team from Portsmouth, Ohio, to Richmond, Indiana, because we had an old minor league stadium that was in a lot of disrepair.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put this plan together, and I get on the phone, and I'm 24 years old, 25 years old, and I'm calling this commissioner of the Frontier League, and said, I would possibly be interested in talking to you, and they're like, well, we're already talking with the group from the Richmond area.
Mm.
So I'm thinking, my window's kind of closed for this. And around October, November, I see this article about new minor league team coming to Richmond, Indiana. And so I look at this list of all these different, they had, I think, probably 20 different investors that were involved in this.
Wow.
One of them was the old high school coach that I played against. And so I sent him my resume along with a nice letter saying, hey, I'll cook hot dogs, I'll mow the grass, just love baseball, would love to get involved.
Right.
And so right around Christmas break, I get a phone call from them and go in and interview with them. They offered me a job,
Wow.
making $100 a week plus commission, and selling advertising.
Mm.
And
Did you do well starting off? Did you
I
know
did.
what-
I did.
That's why
They basically handed me a phone book and said start calling,
go. Cold calling.
And so I had I got promoted the first year, and
Got more than $100 a week?
I did get more than $100 a week, and that just kind of cemented my passion for working in sports.
Wow. Huh.
So
Business plan. Did you? Well, if you had a business plan beforehand, but you didn't get to use it. Did you take any of that those ideas when you
Absolutely.
finally went with the team?
Absolutely.
What sticks out in your mind?
Well, it was
One
the
idea.
group that I worked for. We had, between the ownership group, the general manager, the director of baseball operations, the office manager, and the owner, we had zero experience. And so I got to have, it was kind of cool to have a lot of input for, ticket pricing. And as much as I hate to say it, the internet was not really.
No, no. There wasn't internet?
Yeah. And so I really got to be in on kind of the ground floor of putting a lot of
Yeah.
stuff together,
You guys grouped together and planned stuff and kind
Absolutely.
of, yeah.
Absolutely. It was kind of cool because my first day in the office, they said, and if I get off topic and
No, hey, we're good.
steer me back-
We're good. Trust me, I can do that.
if my first day in the office, we were in the old Star Bank building on the promenade, and they set me down with a notebook and they said, write down 5 crazy promotional ideas. Craziest thing you can think of.
What was the craziest?
The craziest thing I could think of, number 1 on my list, was I grew up a Big Red Machine fan.
I've heard of that.
And mid 90s, I don't know if you remember, Pete Rose got into a little bit of trouble.
I've heard about that.
Yes. Well, my thought was to bring Pete Rose back to baseball for a Pete Rose night. They said, well, he's banished from baseball. I said, well, we're independent. It has nothing to do with us,
Exactly.
And so I started checking into it. It was way beyond our price point to do that.
Mhm.
And so about midway through the year, we had an investor come in from WLW Radio in Cincinnati, which is the most powerful AM east of the Mississippi, I believe. And we got to talking in the concourse one day, and then I told him about my idea, and he said, well, I'm good friends with Pete, don't you?
Oh, coincidentally.
No, really? So we got to talking, and we ended up getting Pete to come in. He came in the afternoon. He spoke at a luncheon.
Nice. Wow.
And then that evening, he sat down and signed autographs until they were all signed.
Wow.
And we put 4,100 people in a 1,700 seat stadium.
The idea sucked. That idea sucked, Scott. What were you?
I was hooked.
Yeah, geez. Things come into play, and
If you search my name online, some of the interviews that I did with Fox, ABC,
Yeah.
NBC
Oh.
still come up.
nice. I might have to do that. So I can,
Yeah.
like the other person had to Google that one character for the shock. That's a fan that apparently got yelled. He got yelled at or got it. You don't know who that person is. Or, never mind. It's Ryan doesn't even know. Do you remember what it's?
I do.
Okay,
I'm
shut up.
staying out of it.
Any questions, Ryan? But this is new having Ryan on set. Usually he's behind the camera. And
So you started college. Did you graduate?
I did
you
not.
finish? Okay.
I
How
did
many years
not.
did you do?
I did about a full year.
Okay.
I actually was. My wife was in a car accident, and I had to go back to work full time. And so that's when I was looking around, found the job in baseball, and went from there.
So did any of the college actually relate
Or
to
did you just go and
what
waste
you
time
ended
and
up
spend
doing?
money?
Well, yeah, it was business. Business and marketing was really what I was
Okay.
going for in school, and I do utilize a lot of that. I think everybody does sales, and I think everybody does a little bit of marketing.
Yeah, in some way.
Yeah, you're always selling something.
Yourself on the street.
Whether it's
what-
yourself, yeah. I mean, this is this
That's usually
an
cash
R-rated?
back, but-
No, we haven't sworn. We're just on the street. You could be selling hot dogs.
There
Come
you
on,
go.
come on, Scott. You get your mind out of the gutter. So, doing this now, obviously it's changed over the years. Tasks that you have to do, that's like daily tasks, hours that you're working now, because Saturday you were at a watch party for the Shock. So earlier in the day, were you working, making calls, or doing whatever you got to do with?
Mostly online. I mean, the best thing is now. I mean, it used to be you had to get up, you had to go to the office to work.
A lot of
Now,
people do- yeah,
now you're on call 24/7. Which is good and bad. I mean,
yeah, right.
yeah, you don't want to be. You gotta kind of try to separate that
Yeah,
time
you
a
gotta
little bit.
disconnect.
But you can work from anywhere,
Right.
especially the last year. If that taught us
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah,
I don't know if that's good or bad, but you can work from anywhere.
yeah.
So I've just chilled in the hotel room most of the day Saturday before working on the computer, and
Are you having to call, because not everybody in the Spokane area is online doing that particular thing. I believe I gave you a clue, somebody to call like a month ago, and you contacted them because they're not really online. Do you remember that? So my question is, do you have to end up calling, even though a lot of people do the online thing and blah,
we
blah,
we
blah.
have been in the last 2 weeks. We've made at least two dials to sorry.
Your damn phone. Ryan, I was going to yell at Ryan.
24/7, I told you.
Is it business or personal? Let's find out. Is it personal? Business. Come on, Scotty. Is it
Oh, it's my son.
Oh, it's whatever.
It's my son. He's found a Jeep that he wants now.
Oh, sure. I'm sure he did. Dad, I found a... Dad.
Blew up his Camaro, so now he wants a Jeep.
Did you tell him not to do that?
Can't
Yes,
imagine.
I did. Yes, I did. He's driving my truck around Indiana right now, so.
What year truck?
So you'll be getting a new truck.
It's a 2009 H3 Hummer,
Huh.
bright orange. It would fit in with what I'm doing.
It would.
Yeah.
And yet he's driving it back there.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I know.
There's that idea thing going in my head. You could take that over and use it. Okay.
The things we do for our kids.
Ryan, what do you do for your kids and grandkids and... Never mind.
Depends who you ask. Some say not enough. Some say too much.
So doing what you're doing, I'm going to get through the 26 years. What's something that sticks out in your mind that you dislike that's consistent throughout doing ticket sales and marketing and sports? That
Is it dealing with the super fans?
I'll tell you, they are a pain. No, I love the passion, but sometimes things aren't always in people's in our control. You know, and so I guess the toughest thing is unrealistic expectations sometimes. You know,
but in retail, and I still do retail once in a while, you have to educate the
right?
customer.
Yeah,
And even if they're not going to, if they can't understand, you got to either drop it down to the level or pick it up.
yeah.
Try to the best of it. I don't have a problem because once again, business, personal. Hey, most customers are not the brightest, especially the super fans. Right?
I would never say that.
What's one of the things that is consistently is a positive doing this?
Oh, walking through the crowd and seeing a dad and a son at their first game. You know, seeing an entire family sitting in the front row watching just enjoying the fireworks show after a game. I mean, the thing, I've been doing this 26 years. I have never considered myself a salesperson.
It's a good thing. You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's there was a meme on Facebook that says describe your job badly, and basically I sell pieces of paper, little pieces of
Now
cardboard.
you don't even do that.
Yeah, I don't really even do that, and then with the digital, but basically what we do is we sell memories for people.
Bing, 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 bing. I do understand that. We talked the other night. I ran into you. That's asked to be on the show. He was in music too, by the way, Ryan. He did some music stuff. So
Long time ago.
So memories and stuff like that. I've had some people reach out to me, thank me from years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, what the? They go, were you the guy that did this? And go, oh God, why? Man, it was a good thing.
Depends.
Yeah, well, so far it's been good. Even the ex-wives, when they hope you don't hate me and blah blah. No, I don't hate you. I don't. Move on. Just move on. All right, you and your ex.
That's right. Move on.
How many ex-wives you have, Ryan?
More than tied with you? More than you? I don't know. We're right in.
No, you're married to this year, number 12.
No.
Oh,
12 times term.
is that what it is?
I think I've heard that somewhere.
We actually,
I thought it was lucky
me and
13. So
me and my
End of the
woman and his wife actually had breakfast together. I actually told Ryan, hey, let's invite your wife. We'll all four have, and kind of scared her. Kara's wondering what I'm after, isn't she?
yeah.
And then you ended up buying, you big spender.
Yeah, we got to go again. So
What are you doing next Sunday?
you can get the next one. And I'll get something to go.
What's the biggest misconception you think the general public has to do with what you do besides the expectations that they don't know and they don't understand?
That's the easiest question you've asked me. the public, I don't know how many times over my career, people have said, "What do you do in the off season?" And that's where most of our work is.
You're already, yeah, because you've got to build for the following
if
season.
If it's not, then it's not going to be a memorable event, you know.
How many times have you had to come up with something like the idea of Pete Rose, that idea, and you, at the end of the season, you're going, God, we got to do something really special next year too.
Yeah, it's
How's that work for you?
it's tough to top the very first one that I thought of, but it's something that you always have to do. You know.
Well, if you have a team that you work with, sometimes somebody will come. I know with stuff I've done over the years, and I can come up with an idea, but by the time it gets out there and done,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, it becomes so much better. And
That's most sports people are not necessarily the smartest people in the room. We're just the best at copying an idea and adding to it.
Bob, am I in sports now or something, right?
Apparently. I think that's true for a lot of musicians too.
Well, you can't. There's not a lot to work with, chord-wise, note-wise. What do you get? How many chords are there to work with, and how can you rearrange them to work, and then a melody on top of it, and blah blah blah. And there's a story I have, but I'm not going to bore. Yeah, never mind. So, obviously, your income has changed from $100 a week plus commissions. Is it? Well, you have wife, kids. Obviously, you do okay over the years. Sometimes, obviously, anything.
Sometimes
Lean.
it's better than others.
Yeah.
Obviously. I mean, we just went through this pandemic, and there are so many people that were hurting out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I went 51 weeks without a job.
Unemployment or benefits? Okay.
Unemployment for part of it.
Yeah.
The way that they structured, I did have some severance. So the way they structured it, I ended up missing all that big unemployment money. But you know, it is what it is. It's you know, we didn't go hungry.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, and that's the most important thing.
Kids driving around a Hummer, orange Hummer, back home because he
And
screwed
complaining about it.
And see, Dad, you got to
And
point
he's
this out.
complaining about
Well,
it.
Dad, we all make decisions, and my father would point out, it's my house, my rules. You get your own house, you get your own, make your own rules.
I told him I'm going to drive the white Elantra back to Indiana, and he can have that.
There you go. And if you don't like it, go get your own car.
That's right.
Right, Ryan? How's that
That's right.
working with your? Never mind.
Hey, he got his own car.
It was your son's birthday the other day.
It was.
Okay. It's just weird having you like right thinking of things. Sorry, Scott, not to
You're
interrupt.
fine.
Off track. What? Squirrel.
It's time for a drink.
Healthcare and all that with your wife. She's worked. Just has you auto accident years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Been able to work since, or did she work, or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know she's not watching this right now, but she probably will send part of it to her. But
hopefully,
amazing lady.
she put up with you.
Oh, dude.
How long you been married?
29 years last Sunday.
What's her name again?
Shelley.
Shelley. Thank you for putting up. Somebody had to.
I definitely outkicked my coverage, but she kind of has reinvented herself everywhere we've gone. In Indiana, when I was working for the baseball team, she was the assistant controller at a car dealership. We moved to Texas, and she did interior design in Texas. We moved to North Carolina, and she was an HR assistant in North Carolina.
Wow.
Moved back to Indiana, and she did title work for one of the largest used car auction places in the country.
She obviously has a personality, so she can. And she's smart enough to make it happen.
When she gets here, we'll have to get her on the show.
I want her more on the talk. She sounds smarter than you.
She's got the personality in the family, trust me.
And yet she stayed with you.
Well,
I got to meet this woman.
I'm
Shelley,
sure
I got to meet you.
I'm sure she's probably fielded other options, but maybe just not been topped yet, I guess.
Is she going to come out sometime during the season, hopefully?
She is. We have, again, my son's going to be a senior, and so anybody who's had kids, this is my third going through, the senior years, all the planning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She will be out here at some point.
Yeah.
I have no idea when.
Shelley, I want to meet you. I want to understand what's and why. And
We're going to be a little busy 5 out of the next 7 weeks in July and August. So
wow. question, Brian? You're married again.
No, you're doing good. Keep it up. Keep going.
Thanks, Dad. Anything that surprised you to do with the career, either benefits, healthcare, commissions? Some happened because I know something happened because of the COVID with the old people that were in the office and stuff with it. And anything else that sticks out in your head over the years that either good or bad?
I think, I mean, obviously, I've been doing this 26 years. I am one of maybe half a dozen people that I've ever met in sports that does not have a degree. So to that end,
But you've done it.
yeah, but most people come
Nowadays.
Most people now, they come out of school, they do an internship,
Mhm.
they start with a team, they spend a long time with the team. I've probably had to take a little bit different route, maybe take a few jobs that other people would pass on. You know, maybe taking some chances.
Yeah.
You know, where
Why not?
and so I definitely
Your wife
have,
is backing you up, in case you didn't know, Scott.
She has absolutely, as we've traipsed around the country.
Yeah.
So I would have to say I was a little surprised on some of the business side, but I think the biggest surprise to me is the fact that how little I actually get to see of games. You know, I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, sports has got to be great. You get to see this, and you get to meet these people." And
So let's stop back because I have an idea. I've been to a shot game and I talked to somebody at one time, and they just said like game day. There's all sorts of stuff going on. What would it be over years? Just condense. What's a typical? Get up at 4, 5, 12, and then go and a basic idea of what you have to do on a game day per se.
well, to tell you the truth, here I'm not sure yet. I haven't had my first one here, but I would imagine it's going to be very, very typical to a normal sports day. It's getting up and making sure I've got my list of stuff done.
In the past, I know they had to either get the field on that game day because there's other events going on, but now there's nothing. There's new blue field I haven't seen down there.
You
haven't seen it either.
A little bit of I have.
Oh,
I have.
damn you!
A little bit of a luxury here, where the arena has to take care of a lot of that stuff, so it doesn't fall on us. Again, the ticket office, the people at the ticket window, we don't necessarily have to deal with here.
Right.
So I'm really not exactly sure how my days are going to lay out, but it'll be making lists and finishing my list and seeing who else's list I can help with.
So the first actual game is a couple weeks away, where the fans will be let in the arena. Correct?
Yes.
So before we go through let's stop because since you haven't done it, you're new with the team. Last couple, what is going on in the office, excitement-wise, nervous-wise, to do with that day? A couple weeks away.
Not really enough time to be nervous or excited right now. We have changed. We have if you come up to the ticket level, the third level. They put us out away from everybody else with the ticket department. But if you look, we have.
Because of you, Scott, or because of people yelling at you?
I'm hoping it's because of the people. I want them to be out of breath by the time they get up to the third level. But no, we have. If you look on our walls up there, we have a 25% map, a 50% map.
Oh.
We have a full map, and then we have the map that we're actually using for the 19th. And so it's been kind of a progression of. How are we going to put fans? Where are we going to put fans?
Right.
Obviously, we got to take care of season ticket holders first. It's kind of like a huge game of Jenga.
Is that because the governor saying what can or can't be done, or at this point
And
it's
again,
fluctuated?
I don't know if it's. I don't want to put it off on any one person.
Okay.
I think it's a combination of the governor. I think it's a combination of the arena. I think it's a combination of we want to get as many people as we can.
Of course.
So I think I think there's several different factions that are involved in the decisions, but as the last year's shown, tomorrow's not. You don't know what tomorrow's up.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and so I think that we're just trying to get as many people in as we can. And
Do you have what's a round number that, or as of today, that will be in the arena that you're aware of at this point? Can you give me that number?
There could potentially
5,
be
10,
there
15
could potentially be 8,000 people in there.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
At the watch party, even at the watch party, people are getting loud.
Yes.
I've heard that the Spokane Shock fans get loud where they can.
I've heard that.
Okay.
I've heard that.
We'll find out, I guess, in a couple weeks, since you haven't been there.
Yes.
Brian, you went to a game or two, didn't you? It's been-
Couple, yeah.
Did you get loud?
Me, never.
Yeah, okay.
No. I'm a quiet guy.
I just want to say things, but I'm not going to. I'll have to inform them what you had to do for the Choice for Tots benefit
Yeah.
show that my band hosted. I'm just saying, we'll give you more info, Scott. We don't
Okay.
want to bore the people now.
All right.
So, how many jobs have you had in 26 years? Was it always in sports, or did you have to sometimes detour just to make some money?
I have detoured.
Thank you.
I have detoured.
I want-
I actually, when I took my very first job, I told that amazing lady I'm married with,
Shelley, thank you.
give me 5 years. And
29 years later,
and 20, yeah.
I pay attention.
He didn't say which 5, so he spread it
You,
out.
there you go.
So there's been quite a few teams. Teams that are no longer in existence,
Mhm.
leagues that are no longer in existence.
Mm-hmm.
Again, having to sometimes take the job that might not be the most appealing to the most people, and then
Right.
just do my best.
Yeah,
for it, you know?
but you got to make money. Got to take
Yeah.
care of things.
Yeah.
But you were in the sports industry though.
Yeah.
Still along. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I've left. I've left twice. I went to. I did mortgages for a while,
Huh?
for a couple months.
Worked out well for you.
And then I got another job offer in baseball.
You didn't want
Yep.
mortgage?
Yep. And then I actually worked in a factory for almost a year.
Doing?
I worked at Allison Transmission,
Hmm.
and I started out in the shipping warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
running the picking machines that climb all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Ran one of those for a while, and then got into the main building and actually did some. I hope it's not on anything you drive, but I did some work, and again it was a situation where my oldest daughter was going to be a senior. We didn't want to move her,
Right. Yeah.
and so I took that and actually injured my back.
That never happens in warehouses.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, and so ended up getting the job offer in Texas, West Texas, and I started down there. Like here, I started down there before my wife stayed in Indiana.
Oh, so at least you've done this before.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so.
Well, that's what. Actually, 29 years of marriage, we've only been together for an actual year, so.
Oh, lucky Shelley. Now it explains a lot.
That explains a lot.
What advice would you give anybody that's looking to get into the sports field, not an athlete person? What you get behind the scenes, the guys that make it happen, without the office ticket people, the fans. I mean, the athletes like knowing. Yeah, they're those guys that are doing those things. Maybe.
I think that probably the biggest thing that I would tell somebody is to get somewhere and try to stick. The grass is not always greener.
Yeah, well, we know that later on in life,
Yes.
life experience at least.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yeah.
grass is always
In
greener
fact,
for Ryan.
when I started in sports,
So far.
they told me,
Third time.
I had somebody tell me if you're someplace more than 3 years, they're going to think something's wrong with you. You got to be moving up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And so early on in my career, I probably kind of heeded that a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
And as I got older, the Speedway I was there, would have been 5 years in April.
That's
And-
over 3, 5. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's a place I could have seen myself retiring from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think it got to be more. It's gotten to be more about enjoying the places that I'm at. You
Sure.
know.
That's life in general, right?
Yeah,
It's the
it's-
journey. It's not
I think
always.
so.
Real quick, you told me something the other night. Some benefits of being in this. Who'd you hang out with in a trailer during a something?
I was working with the Great Lakes Allison Legacy Series, which is, and I didn't grow up a race fan. I grew up in Indiana,
Okay.
but not a
I
race
know
fan.
nothing besides to go left.
Yeah. Well, I had the um, the great fortune of getting to sit in the back of a trailer during a rain delay with Bobby and Donnie Allison.
I've heard of them.
And yeah, just listening to stories about the old Alabama gang and listening.
Nothing you want to repeat on this, do you?
Yeah, I gotta check the rating before we do some of that, but super nice guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could tell you stories about sitting in the dugout with Leo Cardenas and Tommy Helms and Jim O'Toole and Ed Bailey and Pat Zachary from the old Reds teams, and
Wow.
I mean, it just
The actual little perks of doing what you do.
it is, you know, it is for a person that grew up as a sports fan.
That
it's,
helps.
Yeah, yeah,
That's probably kept you the passion or so long doing it.
yeah,
Not just because you don't always make a lot of money,
yeah.
but yeah, that's awesome. I met that one guy that one time, and yeah, shut up, Ryan. Ryan, you got any?
there.
Oh, that's right, you were there. That one. That's. You remember the band Cheap Trick? Enough
I
said. That's yeah. There's a story around I have with that one. Like I said, I forgot you were there.
Thanks.
I know Kevin was
It
there.
hurts.
I know. Well, your brother was the big fan, not you.
Well, and Derek was the biggest fan.
Was he?
He was there too.
That's the brother. Years ago, I was like 18. The Cheap Trick was in town practicing for a week before their tour started. She's Tight tour. We ran into him at the Garland Theater. They were watching the AC/DC movie,
For those about to rock.
and so went up and talked to the drummer Bunny, and he very cool. We got backstage, or we get tickets, and we got hooked up a couple of days. That's our story. We're sticking with it. Ended up hanging out with Robin Zander up in Sheridan after the show, and yeah, knew a guy.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Any questions, Ryan? For
Not at the moment, no.
well, he's not going to be. Having you here is just kind of weird still.
I know.
I like you back. You're sitting over there. You're not that pretty either.
Thanks.
What did you want to be when you were your kid? This is the last hard question. Did you want to be a cowboy? Did you want to be an astronaut? Did you want to be a baseball player?
Be a professional baseball player.
I guess that one. Yay me!
Absolutely, professional basketball player. I grew up in Indiana, and so always would have loved to play basketball as well. But I definitely have the body build of a catcher. You know, so I always wanted to be a baseball player. Grew up wanting to be a baseball
Did
player.
you play through high school or?
I did. I didn't play. My freshman and sophomore years, I played golf in the spring because I could still play summer baseball.
Okay. Golf, you hit a ball and go, and it's
You
not
do.
for me. It
You
wasn't.
chase it around.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
That's why I get bored with it.
But I've always loved baseball, and then of course having kids, got to coach them a little bit,
Nice.
you know, and really got into enjoying girls fast pitch.
Your daughters play?
Both my daughters played.
Hmm.
I actually was the president of the league back home, and
Like you know anything about being president of the league or
I
anything
know
sports wise?
I know. My wife actually emailed me today and said that the school had a job opening for a person to sell tickets to the athletic events for the elementary school.
I'll be right back, honey.
I said, I'm in.
She doesn't want you back so soon.
No, I don't think
Jeez.
so. I don't think so.
Anything else you'd like to share with watchers, listeners, to do with 29 years of marriage, 26 years of doing this? You've been ups and downs. That's, like I said, life is a journey. There's good and bad.
I think the best thing is just always keep learning. I mean, I don't care how long you've been doing this.
You can always learn.
Absolutely, and honestly, you've got to keep your ears open because you never know where it's going to come from.
That's true. I can't learn anything. Ryan keeps telling me that. I'm sorry, Ryan. Were you talking?
No.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, there's more to the story. I know we chatted the other night at the watch party. So I just want to, the music thing. You played for a little bit. Music.
I
When
did.
you're how old were you?
Right after I got out of high school, I was. I had a little fun in high school, but I was pretty straight-laced mostly in high school.
There's nothing wrong.
I know in basketball, baseball, you know, they cut hair off the collar. And,
Okay.
yeah, and so I kind of went a little crazy after
Yeah, I saw
after I
the
graduated.
picture or two.
Yeah, I've had the mullet going there for a while, and
Coach back. Go ahead.
it wasn't quite as nice as Coach Bax, but you know, I did the music thing for a little while, and that kind of turned into, I guess, in the mid-90s. Did it, you know, a couple weddings, sung it, you know, and
Hey,
I think that's the natural progression a lot of times.
for a lot, I
Yeah.
was too stupid. I just kept doing stuff, and
Yeah, not sure I ever had the talent to do it, so
I didn't say I was talented. I just,
What'd you play?
I was a singer.
we're gonna have to do something.
Yeah,
I know a guy.
I actually was in the mall over here, trying to figure out what I was going to do for my wife's anniversary,
Hmm.
and they had a little karaoke thing in there.
Really?
Yeah, and go in there, and I guess I didn't even read much on it because I remember back in the day, you used to go to Kings Island and you come out with a
Yeah.
cassette
Yeah.
of your song with you singing on it, and now I don't know if they do that with an MP3 or a,
Good question. I actually do work at the mall part time once in a while, and
Yeah.
I didn't know the karaoke.
Yep, they have that in there, and I was looking for a Kane Brown song to do for her, and couldn't find it, so just went on my way. But
We need to talk after the show to do it. Got some ideas.
There
We'll
you
come
go.
up with some ideas, and we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. It's all downhill. Brian, anything else?
Nope.
You've not been much help at all for the
Thank
show. You.
That's what a host does.
Oh,
it's like a referee in sports.
No, I'm
you
gonna.
don't want to be
right.
seen.
I'm gonna talk
right.
to
You need to be
guys.
seen.
The heads at Infonet. Those. Anyway,
If I do my job well, I don't have to talk much.
There you go.
it's been a weird show. I'm just not you, Scott.
No, hey,
I'm just trying to. He's usually in. Yeah. And how much you getting paid for this?
More
Two-
than you.
I don't like you already. Thank you for watching Career Paths by Infonet. Please please subscribe. You got to remember all this stuff. I had to rewrite these. I can subscribe, leave a comment. Anything else there? And we're on YouTube now. How far are we with our past episodes unedited on YouTube? Because we finally got those on a couple months ago. Do you have an
I think
idea?
we're about halfway.
Nice. So like 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Nice.
But quit forgetting them.
Never mind. So there you go. That's all I got. I'll have to find out how the first game with fans. A couple weeks. I'm interested.
so am I.
8,000. That's quite a lot. There wasn't that many near the end of the after they had to rebrand. I don't think there was that many when they rebranded.
Well, I'm not saying it's going to be 8,000.
No, I know, but still.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of it. I don't know the exact number, so appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll have to get you on near the end of the season, and then we can go back and go, hey, this is how this worked, this didn't work. Shelley, and you can tell us why you're I don't know. It's your life. Make it happen next time. We'll see you. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Brian, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.